Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today I'm taking a first impressions look at Apsulov, End of Gods, a game I've been meaning to take a look at for a while. It's been out for a couple months, but I'm finally getting around to it now. This is a game that caught my attention because it is a Scandinavian sci-fi horror game. You know, it's set in kind of a future where I guess the Viking gods were real? At least that's what I'm getting from the Steam page, but let's get in here and check out what exactly is going on here. Now, I assume these developers must be from one of the Scandinavian countries themselves because their previous game was Unforgiving, which was another Scandinavian mythology-based horror game, though that one was not sci-fi. I do plan to take a look at that at some point as well, but, you know, whenever I get around to it. I guess we'll go with Viking for now. Now, this looks like a first-person, runaway horror game. However, I think there is actually some combat in this because it looks like that from some of the screenshots. That you have some kind of robotic arm. Yeah, that's not how you want to wake up.
Some slight movement. Her responses and cognitive abilities seem to work as intended. Good morning, my dear. Now it's the upstairs.
Or were those just tattoo machines? Should I really be making that gurgling sound?
Similarly, I see. Not very surprising.
Who are you?
Repeat that, my dear. I didn't quite catch it.
Sorry, I think I'm choking on my own blood.
Who are you? Where am I?
It seems your throat muscles need some time to recover. I'll fix that for you later. Otherwise, this whole procedure would have been a waste of my precious time. Let us continue.
Alright, Aperture Medical Bot.
There's something waiting for you there.
I gotta turn up the sensitivity because usually before I start one of these games I set it real low, but it's actually too low right now. Alright, that's a bit better. So yeah, I guess we're just in this room of judgmental faces where we were getting some kind of mystical surgery on this rune-encrusted slab. I think that is actually Futhark on there. Which is probably not how you pronounce that, but I'm at least aware of how to spell it. The old runic alphabet from Scandinavian countries. Now, it said we need to go to a light. The only light I see is this one.
Find the button and press it. This should be the easiest one, even in your state.
Do I want to pick up the cube? Usually bad things come out of playing with mystical cubes. Don't solve the puzzle or something will come out. Something that loves pleasure and pain.
Good. Now, over to the next
Nope,
light.
just a big, simple button.
Let's see. Remember the numbers. 1, 4, 3, 6.
Okay, I guess this is just teaching us how to interact.
There you go. Now, over to the last light.
Where am I?
Stop talking already. I can't understand you before your throat has been unplugged. So stop talking. Next. Cease this social resistance and let this happen.
What was the point of the ones that just jab you?
Now you can see what we see. Now we'll stop acting out this ridiculous drama and use your gift.
No! What the hell did you do to me?
Shut up! I cannot understand you. Stop straining your already weak throat, or you will never see.
Oh, I mean,
That happens because you are useless to me, and I would be forced to reuse the worthless hunk of me. Not even worthy of being incinerated.
that other line was pretty clear.
Use that gift that I granted you, and choose Your sign. Show me who you are.
Alright. I mean, we can see a bunch of runes.
Yes, this is perfect, my dear. I knew you would be perfect. My perfect creation. Everything has been prepared. Everything will finally be restored.
I'm not sure I like our robot friend. Also, I don't think she's our friend. Okay. I guess we'll just make our way out of here. She didn't seem to have anything to say about that, so I guess we're not defying our expectations.
Alice, I pray to Odin that you safely find this and that your escape is successful. You have to hurry. As soon as the spirit notices, he will come after you, and I don't know what he will do to you. The myth has taken control over everything. You have to find me right away. Use your sight to look for the symbols that will guide you to me.
Message saved to Ross personal digital assistant.
Dr. Henrik Anderson. You knew this was going to happen to me. Alright, well. That was fairly straightforward, aside from the getting stabbed with needles. That part was a little unpleasant. Now, the site doesn't seem to help us with finding a code, does it? Oh. I guess it does. 6725. Nope.
Message from War Corporation. Surface outpost.
This is Dr. Yang. What the fuck are you doing down there? Why the fuck did you seal the entrance? Tell Dr. Anderson to shut it down immediately. The roots are spreading to populated areas. People are dying. I know you people are behind this. Shut it down right now. Creatures are coming through.
Message received at 9:32, 15th of August, 2027.
Whoops, we let out all of the mythological creatures that weren't supposed to exist anymore. Our bad. It's pretty much just like the demons in Doom 4, except they're mythological creatures instead. Warning, myth invasion is underway. Stay calm and return to your workstations. Now, I'm no myth expert, but I'm gonna say that these are Yggdrasil roots coming out of the vent here. Just a guess. Alright, take a peek for the deer man. Q and R is a weird choice for that, but I guess they wanted E for something else. I mean, E is your interact. I guess most games that use Q and E for lean have F as interact, don't they? Not that a lot of first-person games have lean anymore, but some of them still do. I feel like I shouldn't shut my eyes off because I might miss something. And I don't want to miss a thing. I mean, that's kind of the problem with games that have, like, your detective vision. It's like, why would you ever turn that off if it means you're going to miss collectibles and stuff? So thanks for that, Arkham Asylum. Because I think Arkham Asylum is the one that kind of perpetuated this vision mode stuff in the same way that it perpetuated that particular style of third-person combat. Is this a room we want to be in? I feel like it's not a room we want to be in. It doesn't look like a pleasant room to be in. This big fucking Spriggan is gonna do some nasty shit to us, isn't it? Oh, or we could just go through the vent. But let's investigate. Touch the orb. Oh, okay, the orb is just a save point.
A soul stone activated. And by you, I thought you were supposed to stay put, my dear. Instead, like the ungrateful waste of life that you are, you decided to leave my merciful embrace. A decision you will regret in the dark.
So she really is our not quite GLaDOS. Well, she shut off the fan for us, so she's not that competent. Though I'm not sure if she is the spirit that he was talking about, or that crawling deer person was the spirit. Yeah, that one. Ow. What a dickbag. It's just really funny to me that this, like, naked deer man walks up to you, just kind of punches you in the face a few times, and then that's it. Don't know if we're going the right way, but we're going away. I think my eyes are fading as my meter runs down. Thankfully, this meter recharges pretty quick. Can we find, like, a sink or something to spit out all this blood in our throat? Kind of muttering to themselves, but you can't really hear what they're saying unless you get close. And it sounds like it is not in a language I understand. But yeah, if it's going to be this dark, then we definitely need our special sight mode. Okay. It's teaching me how to run, which makes me think I might be in danger. Oh, this is a dead end. It also seems safe to assume we are underground currently. Well, I hope he doesn't like light. I think we need to go through that broken fence it came out of. I do like the visual style of this game so far, when we can actually see. They definitely don't seem to like light. Which is probably why she turned off the lights on us. The other thing with turning on the vision mode is it makes me feel like the FOV is a lot smaller. So can I change the FOV? Head bobbing, difficulty. No, it doesn't look like we can turn up the FOV.
Basement 1, lower cooling.
This one seems to have lost its deer head. And it's probably not a problem. Well, come on, my dear, we're going for a ride. Are you eating your hands?
1, upper cooling.
I don't think we have any kind of robot arm yet, so I guess we have further unpleasant surgical procedures to endure. This seems to just tell us we're going the right way. Give the save orb a good squeezing. Huh. There's just a torso down there.
I've been leading my team to go through the routes to fetch artifacts for Warcorp for over 3 months now. I know it's not my place to question my orders, but I can no longer deem transportation through the routes as safe. It wasn't a problem when I thought the other worlds were inhabited and dead. But last time Team 4 went through, we were fully armed, and still only half of us came back. These routes, they're still spreading. Before the power of the gods, we are nothing.
Well, that sounds ominous. Also, a lot of big stone faces just around. I assume those must be the gods, watching over us as we work. But is that Odin there? He certainly has the stern countenance of an Odin. Though I can't remember if Odin is supposed to be missing an eye. But yeah, I tend to enjoy settings where they kind of mix futuristic sci-fi with mysticism. Which, I mean, to an extent, Doom 4 also did that. We've got this big scientific research base, and then they've got, like, ritual chambers and everything.
She left because she hates you. She left you all alone here. If you don't want to be alone forever, you need to get her back from me. Can you do that? Go get her back. Make your father proud.
Okay, she was not talking to us, she was talking to some kind of hell wolf.
Stupid, disgusting creature.
Perhaps that was one of the pair of Frecky and or Jerry. I mean, it does look wolf-like, but it's also got some spines and stuff sticking out of it. Ah. Take this chunk of floatium. Collectible found. That's it? Not gonna contextualize it or anything? Hello, beastie. You know, you could probably do some pretty good wrist exercises with that ball by trying to hold it away from the gravitational pull of that totem. This wants a code. There's a code on the door, but I don't think that's gonna work. So you've only got 4 digits. 6725. Isn't that the same code as last time? There are some sad deer people here. Seven 913. Oh, we're gonna need that to get out of this room. Someone emptied out the vending machine. Yeah, it feels like you're just missing out on part of the environment if you turn off your vision.
Floor 1, lobby.
So that was 7193. 7913. I had the numbers right, just not the order. Alright, well. I am enjoying exploring this facility so far. Though I do hope we eventually reach an area that's not perpetually dark. Like, hopefully, this next floor.
Artifact research.
That's a bit better. Who's this sassy fella? Tiny, unreadable post-it note on there. Premium coffee. Some real half-assed caution tape. But I like these little, you know, classical design elements mixed into this sci-fi research facility hallway. It's like, what if the Viking culture had survived to modern day and beyond? Then again, 2 Human also did that, and that's a fucking terrible game. Nope, doesn't want my hand. Alright, guess we're gonna have to use someone else's hand-me-down. There is kind of a large amount of vent crawling so far, though. I hope that's not a trend for the entire game. Well, this appears to be the same kind of slab we were discovered on. I don't think I can say discovered on. That doesn't make sense. Waking up on something does not mean you have discovered yourself on it.
Dr. Lisa Svensson, Supervisor, Day 3 of tablet analysis. We received several stone tablets from Niffelheim with inscriptions apparently symbolizing the 9 realms of the World Tree. Initial analysis shows that the tablet emits an energy field boosting cell regeneration. End of note.
So that makes it sound like we were somebody like recently dead thrown onto there. Or maybe that's what these are. Maybe these are just corpses that the machine threw onto these regeneration tablets, and that's all they ended up with. As some kind of like Draugr-like creatures. Well, you know, in their misery, they don't seem to be very good at detecting us unless you get real close. I think this is where we came in. See, that one gave up, like, immediately. Oh, okay, they're not afraid of light. I love their little strut. There was like a control room though. Let's see if we can get back there. I also can never tell in games when leaning makes you visible or not. Because it definitely varies from game to game. Whether you can be spotted while peeking your head out. Is there actually anything usable in here? Doesn't seem like it though. Maybe we need to get to that room back there. I do think this is where we came from, but I don't remember there being a spinning circle on the door. Oh. No, I guess this isn't where we came from. That's a real big shield. Perhaps even a godly shield.
Mythology research, note 6. The expeditions to Asgard have proven fruitful yet again. The team brought back several shields that seem to possess a number of strange capabilities which are completely out of our control. According to the myth, these shields seem to have belonged to the winged creatures known as Valkyries. The mission of these creatures were to bring dead warriors to an afterlife in Valhalla, and must have possessed enormous powers.
They also must be real big, and probably horrific looking. At least in this game's canon. Okay, so is this the same terminal? It doesn't look like it's the same terminal. I bet we're gonna get ourselves a hand here. Oh, you're still alive. That's unfortunate. Why do we only hear, like, faint screaming when we turn on the vision mode? I mean, it's not like a bionic eye so much it is like mythology vision. I wonder if there's anywhere where they actually considered using, you know, like hand scanners or something, and then someone was like, you know that means that someone could just cut off one of the hands and use it, right? Or kidnap one of the people and hold them up to it. And they were like, yeah, good point. Let's not use that. I do not even know what to call that instrument. I will say that I can't really tell these corridors apart easily. They all look very similar, so I keep thinking I've already been here. So squishy. Oh, that's because I have already been here. This is the pointless control room, so we need to get back to that first door, I think, where we saw the hand scanner. Now that we got ourselves a crusty hand. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are just like complaining about the cold on account of, you know, not having any skin. That leads back into the regenerative tablet room. So we just need to keep going this way and then go back around the corner, right? What was that sound? There was like a scuffling foot sound. I don't know. I think we need to go behind this wall. Yep. Give it a palm for good luck. Yeah, he's not looking so hot. Got a lot of extra limbs he doesn't really need. It's weird, though, because the lore is kind of implying that this mythology stuff existed, but then a lot of creatures seem to have died off if they found these worlds empty originally. So there's an interesting angle of like a death of the mythology kind of thing going on. And then maybe it came back wrong.
Mythology research, note 1. Sarah has shown me a lot of the myths surrounding the ancient objects we have recovered. Just like assumed, most of these stories corresponds only a little with the true events of the past. Giants and fire giants are very much like the descriptions, but the Vanir and Aesir gods differ a lot from their noble fairy tale versions. Some stories are not even close to as gruesome as they are in real life. More of these stories later.
I mean, that's also an interesting angle to it. The idea that the mythology itself is not the source of these creatures, but rather is the kind of human interpretation of actual, like, otherworldly events and entities. But yeah, the idea that they're, like, finding these Valkyrie shields just lying around with no sign of the Valkyries makes it seem like a kind of death of the actual entities behind it. Well, I was hoping that we'd keep going until we maybe got hold of a robo arm, but not sure if that's going to happen anytime soon. This must be one of the routes they use to travel between worlds. So let's just walk in there like it's no big thing. Clearly somebody did not study the threshold protocols about traversing a threshold. Our Our mystic sight does seem to have a limited range. Was that a spider made out of hands? Because that looks like a spider made out of hands. Or limbs. What kind of part of Scandinavian mythology would those be? Actually, now they kind of just look like human torsos. Like with their chest upwards and legs coming out of the chest. Yep. Huh, I didn't expect an instant kill. Oh, okay, I'm not dead yet. I think they stole my arm.
Shit, what am I doing? Come on. Just a little bit further.
So I suppose that was supposed to happen. There was no way to flee those. But now he's gonna give us a sweet robot arm. And hopefully will not just give us the Baker family treatment of stapling our own arm back on.
If I would have been 5 seconds late, the demons would have torn you apart.
Instead, they only
Great
tore
Odin
a little
spared
bit of
your
you
life
apart.
and left you broken. But that's okay, because I fixed you. No, you know what? I made you better. Remarkable, isn't it?
What?
No, you stay down. The anesthetics haven't left your system yet.
Oh, my head.
Okay, let's see here.
At least we're not gurgly now.
Speech should be fine. I prepared the tissue. Yeah, I gave the bone structure a checkup as well. And the arm? How does it feel? A strange feeling, isn't it? When it's bonding to you. I know. I have a few of my own. Anyway, I have much to prepare. You rest for now.
Thanks, creepy nice guy. Oh, that's Dr. Henrik Anderson.
It's Alice.
The injuries she suffered and survived. It's not human.
That doesn't mean she's not.
Who are you?
By
And why can I hear you?
My voice.
She even sounds like... Yes. Yes. I fixed your voice. And your arm.
Who are you? What's going
I'm
on?
Henrik Anderson, the CEO of Borcorp. The voice you're hearing is my wife, Sarah. She's up on the surface well.
Unfortunately,
You and I are stuck down here.
the things happening down there are happening up here as well. And it's getting worse by the minute.
What did you do to me?
I brought you back from Helheim.
Henrik! Calm down. The journey to save her almost killed you. I don't want to lose you. Since she already has the prosthetic installed.
I mean, I lost my arm. What'd you lose?
Your new arm holds great power. Charged by Atrium, it can channel a magnificent force. It's based upon ancient knowledge uncovered by my wife.
And brought into fruition by Henrik.
Well, I think we're too far underground
You brought
to go to the atrium.
a hand with you. Use the Jerngraper to extract the RFID from it. You'll gain access to all doors with that level of security clearance. Now try it. Scan the hand on the table, and then use it downstairs, on the lock.
I know this is a lot to ask, but we're not taking this lightly. Please. We'll tell you more as you go.
Alright, well, let's yarn graper this hand. Huh, that was a little less involved than I thought. Thought we'd have to, like, pull the chip out, but I guess we just downloaded it. And of course they're probably gonna be like, yeah, we found this arm. It was an artifact. We wanted to see what happened if we just stuck it on somebody.
I'm losing connection here.
The earthquakes are getting far too frequent. The roots are spreading faster. Please hurry.
Well, this is what right-click
Show you all the
does.
things you need to know.
Makes it look like I can blast from my palm. And left-clicking just makes her look at the arm. Well, I think we're armed now. But we may not have activated our abilities yet.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. You can hear me as long as our radio can reach your Bifrost system.
I think the low FOV is most noticeable when you're on ladders
Your
like that.
First obstacle. A service hatch that can usually only be opened from the inside, unless you're an engineer. However, Yggdrasil can open the tunnels in an unconventional way. But first, you need power. You should find an atrium upgrade in a nearby room.
Okay, I thought her grabbing that was her, like, charging up, but no, I guess that's how we interact once we have some power.
That right there is a small atrium cell that can power the arm. Insert it in the arm, get back to the service hatch, and fire a burst at it to fry the lock circuits. And don't forget to refill your power with the power station on the wall before you move on.
Okay, so that's what she was doing, I just didn't have a battery to actually fill. Looks like that arm has a lot of room for more of those cells, so I guess those are probably our upgrades.
If you collect enough upgrades for Yggdrasil, you can activate the weapon inside it.
Well, there we go. We have a weapon, it just doesn't work.
Ahead and above you, there's another obstacle you can overcome with Yggdrasil. Use your sight to find the ladder's control panel. Aim at it and fire a directed burst to lower the ladder.
Oh, I think I burned out by holding it too long. So I've only got one shot of pulse right now.
Since Yggdrasil is relying on atrium power cells, your life might be depending on not running out. There is another, larger power cell that you can carry with you at all times. Collect the power cells. Anytime you want to use them, activate your Bifrost personal display system for instructions and to keep track of how many you've collected.
Okay, so if we need a quick juice, we can just pop one of these. I mean, there's some interesting stuff going on here already. It's definitely not just the spooky walking sim that I was assuming it would be. Or, I mean, do you call it a walking sim if it's a game where you still have to run away from threats? Because to me, walking sim implies that there is no danger whatsoever. You literally just walk around, like in Layers of Fear, where despite being a horror game that's supposed to be like, oh, look at all this terrible shit,
Ahead of you,
nothing can actually
you
harm
have a
you.
door that is locked with an RFID signature you don't have. But now, that won't be a problem for you. It's the same as the earlier electronics, but the mechanics of the door needs a little finesse. Use your sight to see the mechanics inside the door and time the burst to get through.
Boy, that's moving pretty quick. So I can't hold my burst very long. I have to time this really good. Or I could just keep, you know, blasting it until it works. Thought... Okay, that's just a reflection. I thought I could activate that. I need more juice. Thankfully, my mystical eyeballs do not require the same sort of power. There's a charge station up here, right? I can also open that. I thought I saw a charge station back here. Sadly, there's no quick slide down the ladder option. Alright, don't don't need to get in here, but I bet there's a little bit of optional stuff in here. Like another battery. Oh, it's empty. Son of a bitch. Faked me out with that case. It was a collectible. I guess that collectible is not worth anything, though. Alright, let's go a little bit further. Maybe we'll have another run-in with the wolf. It may be the far future, but safety traffic cones will always have their place. Because I guess they didn't want to build railings there. Huh. Okay, so you have to aim to fire it at anything far away. So I don't know if this arm is so much meant for combat as it is a
Everything seems to be working again.
puzzle-solving tool that
Where were we?
will eventually also have a weapon.
Our world, Midgard, is sharing its existence with 8 other worlds that are all connected by something known in the legends as Yggdrasil, the world chain.
When we started researching the travel between worlds, we used technology to tap into a magical artifact known in the legends as the Apsulov, controller of the roots of Yggdrasil. This made it possible for us to safely travel to other worlds. Then, something came through one of the roots. The spirit. It took control of the Apsulov and our systems, causing an emergency override. The facility was completely sealed, and the roots started spreading.
We need to reverse this by collecting the 9 artifact keys originally made to control the artifact and the roots it brings forth. But Henrik has traveled too much unprotected. He almost died when he saved you, and wouldn't survive going through another route. You are literally our only hope of stopping this. Without those keys, the roots and nightmares will take over our world. The fire giants will...
Sarah!
Wait, Henrik, I'm losing connection.
Sarah? Shit! Listen, we know the location of one of the keys. Ahead of you is a route that will take you to Niffelheim, the ice world. Every moment, the routes spread further into Midgard, so find the key and come back here as soon as possible. Please, hurry!
Isn't Niffelheim the world of the dead? Okay, so we can't open level 3 doors with our blasty thing. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward explanation. Hey, we were messing around with this stuff, and then a spirit came over, which would be that AI thing, and took over our systems and started opening up these routes to let things through. But I mean, based on its reaction, it seemed like that was not what it was intending to do either. Now what happens if I run out of these charge? Am I just fucked? Sorry, you wasted vital resources and now you can't progress. Or do I have to just run all the way back to the charging station? Alright, maybe let's... If this Niffelheim route isn't too far away, let's head through there and then call it a first impressions, because I'm enjoying what's here so far. I wasn't sure about this game and if it was going to be any good, but it does seem to be pretty polished so far. And again, I would like to take a look at Unforgiving as well, because I do just enjoy Scandinavian mythology and their monsters, and that seems to be much more of a straightforward, hey, you're in a creepy forest with lots of horrible creatures. That just want to eat your liver or whatever. I don't think we're appropriately dressed for Niffelheim. Seems real cold. I guess there might be frost giants here? I admit, I don't know my mythology that well. I just kind of know bits and pieces. Though that's kind of true for me for a lot of different mythologies.
I'm Operations Supervisor. Minor progress report on Niffelheim Outpost N502. Construction is moving along according to schedule. Procedures after the complete destruction of N498 are implemented and seems to be working. Building is strictly held to crevices. The amount of noise is held to a minimum, and outposts are working 24/7 to avoid the attention of the natives. However, the morale is very strained after the 48 casualties at N498. Worst of all are the sounds of the natives. It travels for miles through the infinite night and fog in this dead landscape. It just chills you to the core.
You mean like that gushy pulsing sound we're hearing? Yeah, I'm gonna say that's probably frost giants. It's almost like a little bit Black Mesa, except instead of traveling to worlds at the dimensional boundary, they're traveling to these mythological realms connected to Yggdrasil. So I do dig the setting. That said, I kind of wish that our magical eyesight also had a flashlight built in, because sometimes I would like to be able to just see instead of having this vision orb around me. Alright, well, I think we can wrap up here. I think we've got a pretty good look at Apsulov. And I think I am interested to keep playing this and see where it goes. Find an alternate route back to Midgard. You don't belong in this world. Like, really, you really don't want to be here. Alright, well now that we found our way back into the safety of a facility, a very limited safety of a facility, I think that's probably a good time to wrap up. So, this is cool.
You get this? I promise you I have gathered a lot of data on the key's whereabouts. I'm this close to finding it. But the road home, I can't get to it. Not with that thing outside. Listen, I don't know how much more of this I can take. You have to send someone to find another route. My feet are starting I can't feel them anymore.
That fellow there sounds like he wants to tell you that Skyrim belongs to the Nords. Though, of course, the Nords in Skyrim are just based off of Scandinavia. Anyhow, I've been Shadefire, this is Apsulov, End of Gods, and I hope you'll join me for future delves into mythological worlds next time. Take care, everyone.